The news day continues here on One News Now. I'm Charles Lejano. The 18th Congress is currently opening its third regular session this morning, ahead of President Duterte's sixth and final State of the Nation address this afternoon. Let's get details from Marin Enriquez reporting from Batasan Complex.
Charles, at 10 a.m., the third regular session of the 18th Congress has opened. This will be followed by President Duterte's sixth and final State of the Nation address by 4 in the afternoon. Around 350 guests will be allowed to physically attend the program. This is still a huge increase from the mere 50 guests allowed in last year's SONA. But officials assured attendees that strict security and health protocols will be implemented. SONA attendees need to be fully vaccinated and to have a negative RT-PCR test result ready upon their entry. They will undergo antigen testing upon arrival in Batasan. Majority of the guests are coming from the House of Representatives. Around 120 lawmakers from the lower house will attend, and these include House Speaker Lord Alan Velasco, Majority Leader Martin Romualdez, former House Speaker Alan Peter Cayetano, and the deputy speakers. Meanwhile, 7 senators have confirmed physical attendance. These are Senate President Tito Soto, Senators Amy Marcos, Bato de la Rosa, Bongo, Bong Revilla, Sherwin Gatchalian, and Francis Tolentino. The House leadership has listed 5 priority bills when the session resumes, namely the proposed Philippine Virology Institute Act, Center for Disease Control Act, amendments to the Continuing Professional Development Act of 2016, Bureau of Immigration Modernization Act, and the National Housing Development Act. Speaker Velasco said that they will work towards the approval of these bills and the legislative agenda of President Duterte that he will outline in his SONA.
With Commonwealth Avenue closed off for today's SONA, drivers are advised to take the following alternate routes. Those coming from Quezon City Memorial Circle should take North Avenue, then turn right to Mindanao or Visayas Avenue before turning left to Congressional or Tandang Sora Avenue, then exiting towards Mindanao Avenue. For those heading south, you can turn right to Quirino Highway going to Commonwealth Extension, passing through the right U-turn at SNR Shopping Store Landmark. Motorists residing in Commonwealth Avenue who need to go to Fairview may take the QCPD's Libreng Sakay service. Meanwhile, due to the temporary closure of the IBP Road, motorists are also advised to also take alternate routes. Complete details of today's traffic rerouting scheme is available at the Quezon City government's website. Almost half of Filipino families still consider themselves poor. That's according to the second quarter social weather survey. The survey shows that 48% of Filipinos feel that they are poor or mahirap, similar to the findings in the first quarter when 49% of families rated themselves poor. The survey conducted from June 23 to 26 showed that only 23% of Filipinos rated themselves not poor or hindi mahirap. 29% meanwhile placed themselves on the borderline between poor and not poor. We'll be back with more stories after a quick break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Charles Lejano. The MMDA inspected the so-called Dolomite Beach in Manila Bay after trash was washed up to its shores due to heavy monsoon rains over the past few days. Justine Punsalang reports to us from Manila Bay.
The heavy rains brought by Typhoon Fabian might be over, but its effects is still evident, especially here on Manila Bay. Just yesterday, the MMDA conducted cleanup operation where they recovered 2 truckloads or 13.4 tons of trash. And today is just another cleanup day. Earlier today, MMDA Chairman Ben-Hur Abalos personally visited Manila Bay to oversee the cleanup operation as an aftermath of the strong winds and rains over the weekend. He expressed concern that even though yesterday members of the Metro Parkways Clearing Group conducted a similar drive, more trash littered the shores of Manila Bay, including the controversial Dolomite Beach. Among the waste collected were pieces of wood and bamboo, single-use plastic containers, styrofoam, and used footwear. These trash apparently came not only from the Pasig River, but also nearby provinces, particularly Cavite and Bulacan. Seeing this, Abalos encouraged the public to lessen our waste and to observe proper waste segregation, recycling, and opting to use reusable items instead of single-use plastic and bottles. Abalos also requested local government officials to change the penalties imposed against ordinance violators. He recommended instead of finding or detaining violators, they have to do community service by spending a minimum of 5 hours helping clean Manila Bay and other waterways. With this, Abalos said violators can actually help improve and beautify different bodies of water and at the same time be able to reap the repercussions of their violations. There are around 70 personnel from the MMDA currently conducting the cleanup drive. This number still excludes those from the Manila LGU, the DNR, and the Eco Warriors. We spoke to some of them, and according to them, seeing this number, big number of trash is disheartening, which is why they're encouraging Filipinos to initiate and start lessening their waste to help our ecosystem and our waterways.
Meanwhile, let's check in with Mean Los Baños, who is monitoring updates from the Senate as they also resume their third regular session.
The Senate has resumed its third regular session for the 18th Congress at 10 this morning. And just like in the previous year, it's still a hybrid session with some senators attending physically while the others will attend virtually. Among those who will physically attend today's session are Senate President Tito Soto, Senate Majority Leader Mig Zubiri, Senators Ping Lacson, Bong Revilla, Bongo, and Francis Tolentino, while other senators will attend virtually, including Senator Manny Pacquiao, who is now in the U.S. training for his upcoming boxing fight. Soto said the Senate will work for the passage of 10 priority measures, which include the amendments to the Foreign Investment Acts, amendments to the Public Service Act, the Guide Act, the Department of Migrant Workers and Overseas Filipinos Act, and the Package 4 of the Comprehensive Tax Reform Program, or CTRP. Zubiri earlier said that the Senate will work on the passage of the following measures: the modernization of the Bureau of Fire Protection, increasing the Statutory Rape Age Act, Military and Uniformed Personal Insurance Fund Act, Philippine Center for Disease Control and Prevention Act, the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region and Muslim Mindanao Extension Law, and possibly the Bayanihan 3. And just like last year, Charles, visitors and guests will not be allowed inside the Senate premises due to the strict health protocols and regulations. Likewise, family members of senators, former senators, government officials, and media personalities will also not be allowed inside the gallery hall. Only selected Senate employees will be allowed inside to assist during the session. Charles, after the morning session, Senate President Soto, along with 7 other senators, will proceed to the House of Representatives for a joint session to hear the last SONA of President Duterte.
And those are the top stories at this hour. Join us again later at 12 noon as we continue to monitor the day's biggest stories. You can also catch One News on Signal Play. Register for a free account at www.signalplay.com so you can stream One News live anytime, anywhere. I'm Charles Lejano. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. We are One News.